Hi guys, how's it all going? Joshua Tharby here. Hope you've had a fantastic week. In today's video, I'm going to talk about whether you should be focusing on compliance work, which is, quite frankly, often gets a bad press in the accounting world. Not a clue why. Or, high-level advisory work, which is going to make you £500,000 a year, and all the other, quite frankly, nonsense that we see spouted online. And I'm speaking about this from a position of experience. We do very well in compliance. We do very well in advisory. So, to be honest, I'm probably one of the only people that can actually speak truthfully about the money, the work that's involved when it comes to dealing with both sides of the table. And I'll start by saying that compliance is still hands down my favorite type of work today. That's how we built JSM, was your bread and butter accounting services, limited company accounts, payroll, self-assessments, and it's still, for me, my favorite type of work. And the reason for that is twofold. Well, probably even threefold. So the first reason why I love compliance work is, you get paid instantly for doing the work, so that's instant cash flow, and then you get the monthly recurring cash flow as well. And then even off the back of that, when you build up your practice, when you have people paying you that monthly retainer, that makes your practice more valuable. So you sign someone up for £2,000 a year, you get that £2,000 now, profit, service your staff, your overheads, and ultimately profit off the back of that. But your business is now typically £2,000 more valuable, because when it comes to selling it, you're going to get usually a minimum 1 times revenue for your client bank if you sell the business, maybe more if you've got that scale. But your business is now instantly £2,000 more valuable, because you actually get paid twice. And it's a lot easier to deliver, it's a lot easier to manage client expectations, and it's a lot easier to win, because when it comes to compliance work, clients need that service, they don't want it. So you're selling when your clients are coming to you, they're coming to you a place of need, not a place of want. Whereas with advisory, you have to do a little bit of selling. It's a little bit harder. Okay, we're going to do this tax planning project. You can save X, Y, Z. We're going to do a full kind of financial plan. You have to sell that. Clients aren't necessarily, they don't need it, although technically they probably do, but you have to sell that to them. Whereas with compliance, okay, you've got to do your self-assessment tax return. It's the law. You will get fines. You've got to do your accounts. You've got to do your payroll. You've got to do your VAT. And that's just the status of the industry. So there's really no selling involved when it comes to compliance work, because clients need it done. So it makes your job so much easier to get that money in the bank, to get that monthly recurring cash flow, and to build the value of your business. That said, advisory work is still fantastic. It's highly profitable, but it's attracting it and delivering it, which can be the issue for a lot of people. We do very well in the international tax planning side of things, charging £5,000 for tax reports, restructuring everything else. It's great work, but for me, it's harder to deliver. For me to employ somebody to do that work, you need a CTA. That's £100,000 a year for a decent CTA, which is hard to scale unless you've got a really good pipeline of that type of work. Ours is pretty good, but it's not quite there yet. Whereas with the compliance sort of stuff, you can get any sort of semi-senior accountant, AAT level 3, 4, partway ACCA, and they can deliver 100 grand, 200 grand's worth of year-end work very easily. Whereas for advisory work, that wouldn't be the case. And then with advisory work, you've always got to be selling. You've always got to be chasing the next deal. You can never just sit back and relax necessarily, because you have the money, you make the sale, you have the money, you do the work, and then on to the next. That's the case. You're not building anything up. Usually where you do the advisory work is a one-time piece of work. I'm sure you might get referrals or anything else. You might get something off the back of it, but that's very rare. It's you do the project, end of, what's next. So you've always got to have that consistent sales cycle, and you're never actually building anything up necessarily, because you sell it, it's consumed, X, Y, Z. Whereas with the compliance, you are building. You add £2,000 a year recurring, you add another client, and then you're just consistently adding to what you've already got until your business is doing 20, 30, 40,000 pounds a month recurring revenue, all from compliance. You can't get that sort of recurring revenue from advisory, because it just doesn't exist. You can do a tax planning project here and there. You might get 20,000 this month, 20,000 next month, but you're constantly chasing your own tail with the advisory work. Of course, for most people, I would say try to offer both if you can. But for me, what I recommend to everybody is focus on the compliance for now, because that is what's going to pay the bills. That's when you can sit back and say, you know what, I don't want to do anything this month. I'm just going to do the bare minimum. I'm going to go on holiday, work from Portugal for the month, check in with a couple of clients, do the odd bit of payroll, whatever might be needed this month if you've not got staff to do that. And you can run that business very efficiently. You've not got to do any sales calls, and you've got £10,000 a month coming in. If you were to focus just on advisory, that wouldn't be the case. If you don't show up, you don't do those sales calls, you don't continue attracting new leads, you're not getting paid that month. It really is that simple. So there we have it, guys. That's my 5-minute rant. It's not a rant, but we could call it that. Compliance via advisory. That is my 2 pence worth. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. If you need help starting, scaling your accountancy business, whether you're focusing on compliance or advisory, drop us a message if you follow us on Instagram, or book a free business assessment call. Use that link below. I'd love to have a chat for your business. See if there's any way that I can help 2025 be your best year yet. Bye for now, guys.